The Nantonhutton Massacre. In 1782, a group of militiamen from Pennsylvania killed 96 Christianized Delaware Indians, illustrating the growing contempt for native people. Captain David Williamson ordered the converted Delawares, who had been blamed for attacks on white settlements, to go to the cooper shop 2 at a time, where militiamen beat them to death with wooden mallets and hatchets. Ironically, the Delawares were the first Native Americans to capture a white settler and the first to sign a U.S. Indian treaty 4 years earlier, one that set the precedent for 374 treaties over the next 100 years. Often employing the common phrase peace and friendship, 229 of these agreements led to tribal lands being ceded to a rapidly expanding United States. Many treaties negotiated U.S. Indian trade relations, establishing a trading system to oust the British and their goods, especially the guns they put in Indian hands. Battle of Tippecanoe. In the early 1800s, the rise of the charismatic Shawnee war leader, Tecumseh, and his brother, known as the Prophet, convinced Indians of various tribes that it was in their interest to stop tribal infighting and band together to protect their mutual interests. The decision by Indiana Territorial Governor and later President William Henry Harrison in 1811 to attack and burn Prophetstown, the Indian capital on the Tippecanoe River, while Tecumseh was away campaigning the Choctaws for more warriors, incited the Shawnee leader to attack again. This time he persuaded the British to fight alongside his warriors against the Americans. Tecumseh's death and defeat at the Battle of the Thames in 1813 made the Ohio frontier safe for settlers, at least for a time. The Creek War. In the South, the War of 1812 bled into the Muskot Creek War of 1813 to 1814, also known as the Red Stick War. An intertribal conflict among Creek Indian factions, the war also engaged U.S. militias, along with the British and Spanish, who backed the Indians to help keep Americans from encroaching on their interests. Early Creek victories inspired General Andrew Jackson to retaliate with 2,500 men, mostly Tennessee militia, in early November 1814. To avenge the Creek-led massacre at Fort Mims, Jackson and his men slaughtered 186 Creeks at Tallushatchee. "We shot them like dogs," said Davy Crockett. In desperation, Muskot Creek women killed their children so they would not see the soldiers butcher them. As one woman started to kill her baby, the famed Indian fighter, Andrew Jackson, grabbed the child from the mother. Later, he delivered the Indian baby to his wife Rachel, for both of them to raise as their own. Jackson went on to win the Red Stick War in a decisive battle at Horseshoe Bend. The subsequent treaty required the Creek to cede more than 21 million acres of land to the United States.